Good evening and welcome to the 2022 Inova Honors. Please welcome tonight's musical guests, returning for their second appearance at Inova Honors, Fleur Soul.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for that beautiful performance, and welcome, welcome, welcome to our guests here at the Ritz-Carlton, Tyson's Corner, and to the hundreds of supporters, families, and friends who are joining us tonight virtually via Zoom. We say hello, and to the guests at our Inova Honors watch parties across the region, including more than 150 Inova team members. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with us tonight. I'm Dr. Sage Bolte, Chief Philanthropy Officer and President of the Inova Health Foundation. Thank you for being with us here tonight as our guests, as we join together to celebrate the incredible contributions of the more than 750 team members at Inova who provide behavioral health for this community. We're gonna meet some of these amazing team members later in the program, but I am now pleased to introduce our very special guest, host, and my friend, collaborator, Angie Goff.
Thank you so much, Sage. You guys ready to party? I mean, were the drinks not strong enough? What's going on here? All right, we gotta pump it up. We gotta take it up a level. It is awesome. It is great to be back to host the Inova Honors again. Over the last few years, this event has meant so much for where we live, our community, and to Inova, helping to raise millions of dollars that directly benefit Inova patients and their families. Now, this year, once again, you notice we're doing a hybrid thing with our in-person guests here. You guys all look fabulous, by the way. A lot of sparkles, I'm loving it. And we're here at the Ritz-Carlton, and we also want to give a big wave. Everybody wave to our virtual guests. We see you! More than 500 guests that are joining us from their living rooms and their kitchens. Hopefully,
Clothes.
Clothes, you know, not Donald Duck in it. We all know that things could happen. We could have Zoom malfunctions, but happy that you're all with us. In a few minutes, we're gonna peek into some of these watch parties hosted by our supporters as well as Inova leaders. But first, we are proud, very proud to recognize tonight's presenting sponsor, Clark Construction.
At Clark, we're proud to build what matters.
As community builders, nothing is more meaningful to us than being able to strengthen the healthcare infrastructure of the Capital Region.
Clark is proud of our long-standing relationship with Inova Health System and Inova Health Foundation, who share our vision of building stronger and better communities.
Thank you for all you do to keep us safe and healthy.
Thank you to our friends at Clark Construction, many in the room with us tonight. Thank you so much. As we mentioned, we're excited to zoom in with our honors watch parties around the region. The watch parties allow our at-home guests to celebrate, perhaps in their pajamas, celebrate honors together, even if they're not here with us at the Ritz. So you can see on your screen, we have joining us Dr. Raj Chand and Monisha Kapila, Jim and Rebecca McDermott, Mo and Michelle Joffrey, and the Behavioral Health Team Party. They're having a grand old time at the Marriott Fairview Park. And a big shout out to the watch party taking place at the home of Inova trustee Natalie Bush in beautiful McLean. We'd also like to recognize our good friends George and Marilyn Peterson, who are on watching with us tonight. So hello everyone, we are so glad to see you.
Well, we hope that every one of our viewers feels like that they are part of the celebration tonight, and more importantly, that you are part of our mission to support the behavioral health programs here at Inova.
Yeah, it's so great to see so many of our team members together tonight. Thank you again for joining us, and thank you for all you do for our community and for being a part of the fun tonight, and most importantly, the fundraising.
Yeah, we're just getting started here, by the way, and want to say hello to our official Inova watch parties. We want to see your Inova Honors at home setup, okay? So if you're watching from home, follow our honors story on Instagram, on the Twitter. Yes, we still use the Twitter. Hashtag honors at home. Let us know how the party's going down. Let us know what we're missing.
That's right, because it's so much
person.
fun to connect with the virtual audience. We love to watch it. We want you to join the party. We're going to have a big party in here. I hope you are having a party where you are. Join us through the chat, on social media, and most importantly, by checking out our amazing auction items and joining in the fundraising during our live appeal by selecting number 112.
Yes, that's right, 112. Sage, we're here tonight for two reasons. Two reasons. Two for you, okay. The first one, to recognize the life-saving, patient-centered care provided by more than 750 professionals who make up Inova's behavioral health team. And we're also here to raise those critically needed funds, this needed support for mental health and substance abuse programs that are hosted at Inova. Programs that provide so much hope and healing for thousands of patients and families right here where we live.
Over the last few years, Inova Honors has expanded its reach far beyond the Ritz, including hundreds of supporters who can now join us virtually, over 500 joining us tonight. Thank you to each of you for giving us your time and your generous support tonight. And now Angie and I'm thrilled to share that as we start the program, you'll be very excited because the whole point of tonight is fundraising. So I'll be happy to say that for those of you who are watching at home and joining us tonight, we have already raised $1 million to benefit our community.
Wow.
And we have a few additional special guests to announce later this evening.
Sage, you can't say it like that. You have to be like $1 million.
$1 million. Yeah,
somebody get me a cat. Bald cat, no. That is pretty awesome. $1 million already out the gate, only going up from here. We also want to give a big thanks to our presenting sponsor, Clark Construction, for their third consecutive year of being the lead sponsor for Inova Honors. Clark boldly paved the way with the first ever virtual honors in 2020, and they continue to show their enduring support for our community today. Yeah. And we're also so grateful. Yeah, I think another round of applause. Can't do it without them. We're so grateful for the generous and continuing support of the following donors as well. Very, very important to us. TrustStar Bank, production sponsor. Dr. Gary D. Mather and Ms. Christina Co-Mather, entertainment sponsors. Our dinner sponsor, Vima, and florals provided by Karen's Florists. And can't forget our platinum sponsors, Odessa Group, CCS, Brett and Kristen Hitt, Inova Fairfax Medical Campus medical staff, Epic, Jason Yates Companies, Peterson Family Foundation, Elaine and Todd Stottlemyre, Mantech, and Northrop Grumman.
And thank you to the 2022 Inova Honors Host Committee. You all, many of you here, are such incredible ambassadors and supporters of Inova through your giving of time, talent, and treasure. So please join me in thanking our incredible host committee. last year's honor, we had our first ever incredible match of $1 million. Many of you remember Gary and Tina Mather challenged us and matched us with $1 million. And we learned truly how powerful it is to have a challenge and a match. So the Keller family, who are longtime supporters of behavioral health at Inova, have stepped forward to make a transformational gift to this year's honors. And I'm now thrilled to announce that the Keller Family Foundation has committed $1 million in continuing support for Inova Keller Center. The Keller Center was founded over 30 years ago to support children and adolescents who face emotional and psychological challenges. In a moment, you will learn more about Keller and the team behind this world-class Inova program and resource in our community. Our community owes a great debt of gratitude to the Keller family, led by Art and Betty Keller, and today, their philanthropy continues through the support of their children and grandchildren. And we so had hoped that Casey and Judy Keller-Box and Mary Keller would be able to join us tonight, but unfortunately, they're not able to be here in person. However, they are joining virtually, so please join me in thanking the Keller family for their incredibly generous gift and for all the good they've done in this community to continue for generations to come. And with that generous new commitment of support, we are now at $2 million.
Woo! I mean, we've only been here like 5 minutes.
I know. We know how to get it done here at Inova, you know?
You guys know how to get it done, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Amazing. So I'd like to introduce next my friend and Inova trustee, Shaza Anderson.
Thank you, Sage. Congratulations to tonight's honorees, the Inova Behavioral Health team. TrustStar Bank is proud to support Inova Honors and to help improve the health and well-being of our community. We share Innova's commitment to ensuring that world-class healthcare, including behavioral health, that it's available and accessible here in Northern Virginia, close to home. I am honored to serve as a trustee for Inova Health Foundation and grateful to partner with Innova's leaders to expand and strengthen philanthropic investments to benefit the patients and families who trust Inova with their lives. And now it is my privilege to introduce Inova President and CEO, Dr. Stephen Jones.
Thank you, Shaza, and good evening, everyone. Catherine and I are proud to congratulate the Inova Behavioral Health Services team on this hard-earned, well-deserved Inova Honors recognition. Providing world-class behavioral health care has long been part of Innova's mission. For decades, we've been a leader in providing evidence-based, patient-centered behavioral health programs, including Inova Keller Center for Children and Adolescents, Inova Comprehensive Addiction Treatment Centers, and an integrated network of inpatient and outpatient services in locations across Northern Virginia. The social challenges of the pandemic, isolation, economic hardship, disruption of school routines and social networks has unfortunately resulted in higher than ever self-reported experiences of anxiety and depression. And despite all that we've learned about addiction, stigma continues to discourage people from seeking treatment and recovery support. Our children and adolescents face behavioral health challenges at alarming rates, including anxiety, depression, suicidal ideation, and attempted suicide, and substance use disorders. And while the pandemic has touched everyone, it has not affected everyone equally. Adolescents who identify as LGBTQ+ are significantly more likely to report mental health challenges than those who identify as heterosexual. Students who say they're treated unfairly or badly at school because of their race or ethnicity also report higher rates of poor mental health. This exponential growth in mental illnesses and substance use disorders has deeply affected our community and Inova. As a people-centered organization, the well-being of our 20,000+ individual team members is an urgent priority for Inova. Over the last year, we've expanded benefits and access to mental health support for our teams, including the addition of mental health experts, trained peer counselors at care sites to provide readily available, confidential mental health support in our workplace. Access and availability of evidence-based behavioral health care must expand in our community and urgently. At Inova, we continue to deliver on the promise of seamless and fully integrated care to meet the unique needs of each patient, including specialized programs for women, children, adolescents, and people who identify as LGBTQ+. As always, there's more we can do. Philanthropy is one of our greatest opportunities to build a more equitable system of care in our community. Behavioral health care too often comes with a high out-of-pocket cost to the patient. Your support for tonight's event and your ongoing support for Inova can help us make care more accessible and affordable, all while continuing to build world-class programs that meet the needs of our community today and well into the future. Thank you to all the donors who give so much to our community through their support of behavioral health at Inova, including the Keller family, the Hitt family, United Bank, Jeff and Amaya Veach, Dan and Gail Daniello, the Orange Crimson Foundation, and so many more. And to the Inova Behavioral Health Team, our incredible Inova Behavioral Health Team. Congratulations. Thank you all for so powerfully embodying Inova's mission of providing world-class healthcare every time, every touch, to each person in every community we have the privilege to serve.
We are in unprecedented times. We are transforming the way we deliver care.
Stigma is the enemy of mental health and substance use disorders. Inova put themselves right out there when it comes to stigma. We are in the middle of our Act on Addiction program.
We get to understand the needs and then to have connections to women, connections to the NICU and pediatrics and the breastfeeding medicine clinic, and to be able to pull people together.
We have the ability to see kids no matter where they come into the health service, whether it's to the emergency departments, if they're admitted into inpatient units.
From the stepping down from the inpatient, from the patient going through detox, to just that handoff to our day treatment program, and then all along the nursing team is coming alongside the patient.
We are so grateful to our donors who make it possible through their generous gifts to be able to do community education, patient education. Philanthropy has certainly helped us scale the programs that we've built, and I am so grateful.
To those of you who have supported our programs in Inova, and certainly for Inova Keller Center over the years, I want to say thank you. You matter. The children matter.
Thank you to my incredible team for all of the amazing work that you do every day and night.
Big thank you to the donors that allow Inova to make that a possibility as we care for our patients.
I want to thank everybody that's here tonight. Your contributions and your support allow us to come in and do our jobs every day.
Mental health is critical right now, and your being here and caring about what matters to us and what matters to you is just beyond what anyone could wish for.
Well done, team. Congratulations. Behavioral health in 2022 is at a crisis point. That's why we're all here. We're here to honor the entire behavioral health team at Inova, and tonight we're going to learn more about 3 specialty programs at Inova: child and adolescent psychiatry, Women's Behavioral Health, and the Inova Comprehensive Addiction Treatment Services Program, or CATS. Some of the programs we're going to be talking about have been around for decades, and some are just emerging at Inova. The 3 stories you're going to hear tonight are powerful and deeply personal, and this is what destigmatization is. It is the courage of individuals willing to be vulnerable and speak out about their lived experiences, and the caregivers who create safe spaces for us to share our personal stories. These stories may be triggering for some of you, so please do take care of yourself as you need. I'm thrilled to welcome back to the honors stage my dear, dear, dear longtime friend and a truly inspiring human, Ethan Zahn. From playing professional soccer, winning Survivor, the most mentally challenging competition on TV, I would say, co-founding grassroots soccer and adolescent health organization, his battles with cancer, Ethan lives by his strength and conviction to really never let a crisis go to waste. So I can't think of a better outlook and motivation for our focus on behavioral health programs tonight. Please give a hand to our special returning celebrity guest and my good friend, Ethan Zahn.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sage and Angie, for having me here back again. It's incredible to be here to honor the entire team, clinical and non-clinical, who work together to support behavioral health in this community. And it's a rare opportunity to come forward and speak about mental health challenges, which is really do touch each and every one of us in some way, or shape, or form. So you're right, that destigmatization starts right here when people share their stories about what they're going through in terms of their mental health challenges.
Yeah. Whether we're talking about substance use disorders, depression, anxiety, it's really hard to imagine anyone who has not or isn't experiencing that in their own life, for themselves, for a friend, for a coworker, or a loved one.
Yeah, all 3 of us, like everyone watching tonight, I'm sure none of us can look to the left or right and not know someone who has struggled or been touched by behavioral health challenges at one time or another. And Ethan, you and I have a lot of conversations about this. And I wonder if you could talk about just some of your own journeys, some of the own challenges you had related to your own mental health.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, when I was 14 years old, cancer came into my home and it took my father away from me. So growing up, my only connection to cancer was through my dad. Like, cancer equaled death. So when I was diagnosed with a rare form of blood cancer at the age of 35, you can imagine how frightened and terrified I was. And I went through multiple rounds of chemotherapy, 22 blasts of radiation, and 2 stem cell transplants. I'm okay now. I'm approaching 10 years in remission, which is, pretty awesome. I'm pretty stoked about that. But for me, like, going through cancer, that was like the easy part. When a doctor tells you to do something or you'll die, you pretty much do it. Like, there's no choice there. But when they launched me from the hospital with a pocket full of pills and said you're in remission and everyone just disappeared, that's when things got really dark for me. And I think it's important to remember the patient after remission, because there's dump trucks full of uncertainty, invisible scars that need healing, debilitating anxiety, and the fear that the cancer is going to come back. And you're navigating this whole nightmare as a young adult. It forced me to push the pause button on my life when all my other friends were just starting theirs. And it's a really lonely and isolating and scary feeling. And listen, I'm a dude, I'm a guy, I'm tough, I can get through it, just stay positive. But let me tell you, there are no awards for manning up. All these feelings were inside me, they were bottled up, and they just were presenting themselves in really destructive ways. And so I just couldn't take it anymore. And that's when I decided to reach out and ask for help. I couldn't be alone. And you were on the receiving end of pretty much all those calls.
On many of those calls,
yes. Ethan, so great to have you back. It really is. You're such an inspiration. And just want to know, 10 years remission, that's great. But how are you feeling now that you've found a way to get through this?
I'm feeling good. I'm winding my way towards a more balanced lifestyle. Mental health was a huge part of that. And it was interesting because growing up as a competitive athlete and professional soccer player, I learned that when my body and my mind and my spirit were working well together after some visualization training or the sports psychologist meditation, I was a much better athlete. So I brought that entire philosophy into my battle with cancer, and I truly believe being mentally, physically, and spiritually fit pre, during, post-cancer helped me survive and then survive life after cancer.
I love what you said about mind, body, spirit working together. Helps you be a better person, better athlete. Yeah. You know, this is a big focus for us as a healthcare system, that mind, body, spirit are all connected. And I know Dr. Linda Lang and her team, awesome team, are working to really integrate mental health care into primary care practice for that exact reason, to really incorporate how we destigmatize, but also bring that mind, body, and spirit into the care we provide every day.
So important.
Yeah. This just in, people might not know, but Miss Sage here, she is actually a professional therapist.
And a good one.
A good one. And she's well versed in so many different things. Not everything with your mind. I mean, you cover it all. You cover it all. What I can tell you about us is how Inova is working to support its team members. I know these are especially difficult times for our healthcare workers, and we're so thankful because not everybody out there has a Sage that they can call, right?
Yeah.
We're so grateful for people like you.
We're so grateful for our team members and what we do at Inova to support our team. And you know, Dr. Jones often says, we went from being heroes to people, you know, screaming at us and telling us that we're horrible. And that takes a toll on the mental health of our people and their resilience. So we recognize at Inova, like many employers, that taking care of and addressing the mental health of our people is so important. You know, healthcare providers are horrible at taking care of ourselves often, especially when it comes to our mental health. We do not put our own oxygen masks on first. We're great at caring for others, great at identifying when there are challenges for others, but not our own. And we know resilience and retention is higher when you take care of your people. Yeah. And beyond that, it's just the right thing to do, right? Inova is invested in its people, but recent surveys have shown that 81% of US workers are looking for workplaces that support mental health in the future. And I think our millennials get a little bit too dinged. This is because of them. They're saying we must integrate this into the workforce, and I love that. So Inova has invested millions in team member well-being, including an initiative that Dr. Jones and Dr. Lang launched during Mental Health Awareness Month called It's Okay Not to Be Okay. Because we know we've got to lead and break down the stigma of healthcare providers asking for help.
Yeah, I mean, mental health care and, you know, the healthcare of companies can support, you know, their employees. So like, what is Inova doing to specifically help your employees?
Yeah, there's a lot of things we're doing. So there's a program called Lyra that we recently launched, and we're offering convenient mental health and wellness programs, as well as access to dedicated therapists in our care sites, which was a huge investment and something we're really proud of at no cost to our team members. Lyra, the app that we just launched, provides evidence-based mental health resources, and Lyra is available to all of our team members and their families, including children, adult children up to age 26. It's incredible. The day after we launched this, I was rounding, and I heard from a fellow leader that a team member came up tearfully to her and thanked her for Inova's commitment to mental health. She confided that her young adult child had really been struggling, and they were on a wait list to get in to see a psychiatrist and to see a therapist, and he was immediately connected to someone. And so she didn't have to spend her shift caring for patients, worrying about her son's mental health. And the team members and the community are also doing their part. Philanthropy supports so many of our initiatives to take care of our own people at Inova. The Team Member Compassion Fund, which we've raised funds for, our compassion carts with our very own Catherine Jones rounds with, and they love that. Catherine and Dr. Jones have led the way on these programs since 2019, and their example truly has inspired hundreds of Inova team members to get behind these initiatives.
Well, thank you so much, Sage. I know for you, the programs we're going to learn more about tonight, this is what makes your heart beat. This is what, ding, like lights you up.
Yeah.
We all hope for that one thing to find it that lights us up. You come alive with us.
Yeah, I mean, Inova lights me up, but certainly behavioral health lights me up. That's so true. And like so many of our team members, our audience, and our community, Inova's behavioral health programs have touched me personally. And so I'm just really grateful for this team.
Well, we're grateful for all you do too. Before we learn more though about tonight's honorees, we wanted to share with you something special we're doing tonight to give everybody a part of our program, a special keepsake, so to speak. Take a look at your screen if you can. This is what we call a digital note taker, already at work, capturing the big ideas and the powerful and moving moments throughout this 1 hour program. So let's see where we are now.
I'm so excited to see the final product because that big spot in the middle is where we're gonna place tonight's final fundraising number.
I thought you could put my face.
As my good friend Bob Hisaoka has taught me, we don't eat dinner until we hit our goal. So we got pockets to pick tonight. So let's see the support keep coming.
Yeah.
I love that. Mind, body, spirit. See, we got you in there,
I
Ethan.
like it. Yeah, it's looking
making a
pretty
mark.
good right now. I can't wait for like some curls flowing in there a little bit.
I know.
But speaking of fundraising, please take a few minutes to visit the One Cause page, inova.events/honors auction. Here you can donate to the live appeal. It's item number 112. Bid on lots of fantastic live auction packages or give our gift back auction where many designate a gift directly to the Inova teams, patients, and programs.
So those in the audience, you can open up your phones and just go directly there. You know, you
Scan
can
the
join.
QR codes.
You can join too. Dave Fader.
Now, this first auction item is pretty awesome. And what people may not know is I spent my junior year abroad in college studying the Turks and Caicos Islands. And this prize right here is going to be awesome. So pamper your family in an opulent suite at the beautiful Shore Club in the Turks and Caicos Islands for a 7-night stay. You'll be steps away from the most sought-after beach, Long Bay Beach. I've been there. It's awesome. It's stunning. It's a secluded beach with amazing sunset views. So click on that.
Click on that. You might find me in your bag.
Right? I know. And and you would be a great tour guide. So if you need a +1 or anything, I mean,
you play some survivor challenges.
Yeah, he knows how to survive. You know that you're going to come out of there alive no matter what. So I mean, this is a done deal. It's a win-win. And plus, we should all consider ourselves students, right, of life. So.
I think so.
I would love to go study abroad at Turks and Caicos. So pack your bags, though, for a relaxing trip in California wine country. That is also available. This trip includes a 3-night stay at the Meritage Resort and Spa.
Ooh, Meritage.
Beautiful.
All right. Included on this trip, enjoy a leisurely 3-hour round-trip journey through one of the world's most famous wine regions. According to this picture, you might be able to go in a hot air balloon, too. That's pretty cool.
Oh, my God.
So just remember the spit bucket, because 3 hours. Woo! I don't know how you'll be at the end of that.
And if you thought the Turks and Caicos item was incredible, wait till you hear about Watch Survivor with a survivor. Not just a TV show survivor, a cancer survivor.
Amazing.
But who better to learn how to outwit, outplay, and outlast than with season 3 winner, me. So I will show up at your house. You can invite 20 of your best friends. We'll eat. We'll watch Survivor. You can ask me as many questions as you want. I'll bring some fun Survivor memorabilia. We can go out back. We can play some challenges. So
start fires.
Who knows? With sticks and spit.
Yeah.
I thought you were like one of triplets. I was like, you get to hang out with 3 Ethan zones? What's going on here? No, this is priceless, y'all.
It is so fun. And last year, the winner had a blast with Ethan. So I would encourage you to vote on that. But let me tell you, you got some competition.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So we have a very special guest here tonight who is too humble. Taylor Pischke here in the audience with her husband, Tom Wilson. Your kids can learn from the best when they participate in a 1-hour volleyball clinic with decorated professional volleyball player, Taylor Pischke. Sand court, she's amazing. She's like 6'3". Taylor will meet 6 kids, 14 years old and under, and up to 2 adults for supervision on the court to teach skills and provide tips to have them serving, setting, and spiking like the pros. And truly an amazing human. So I think not only has she got some height on you, but she also can probably.
I mean, anyone can hit a ball over net with
now the competition.
with your feet, right?
Now it's coming. Mm-hmm.
Taylor, do you need a mic? Do we need a? I feel like we have a lip sync battle about to happen or something. Get ready to rumble.
Yeah, no.
I could take him out for you if you want.
We're good. We're good.
Oh, okay. All right.
Bidding for the live auction will be open until 7:30 tonight. The gift back auction will remain open through, 11 p.m., November 11th.
Such a lucky day
I know.
and time.
In a minute, I'll introduce our first program, but first, I'm pleased to recognize our incredibly generous and longtime supporting partner, United Bank. Last month, United Bank hosted their 20th annual United Bank Charity Golf Classic and raised a record-breaking $357,000 to benefit our beloved Inova Keller Center. This year was their largest ever gift to Inova Keller and brings their total donated over the last 2 decades to nearly $7 million. Wow. And we are so especially grateful to count this year's tournament proceeds to benefit Inova Keller towards tonight's goal. Wow. I'd like to recognize our partners at United Bank, Kevin Reynolds, who has led this fundraising effort for Keller for the last 20 years, and his colleague, Mike Proctor. Can you stand up for us, please? Thank you. If the mental health crisis is at an urgent level for adults, it's well beyond that for our children and adolescents. As a mom of 2 young teens, I see this every day. Nationally, more than 1/3 of high school students reported they experienced poor mental health during the COVID-19 pandemic, and 44% reported they felt persistently sad or hopeless during the past year. At Inova, our pediatric behavioral health patient volumes increased by a staggering 33% from 2020 to 2021. Inova's made significant investments to expand pediatric behavioral health care in our community, and the need is more than urgent. Would you join me in watching this short 3.5-minute video?
This is a really unique and critical moment in behavioral health for kids and adolescents. The severity of mental illness, COVID, and the impacts of community violence. We are seeing kids coming into our emergency departments seeking acute level services that are so severe. The development of acute level child and adolescent services at Inova has been really astronomical in the past year. We have built up not just our inpatient unit, but also started a consult and liaison service that is reaching out to all of our health system, into all of our hospitals, so we have the ability to see kids no matter where they come into the health service, whether it's to the emergency departments, if they're admitted into inpatient units.
The Keller Center is a freestanding outpatient facility that provides the full continuum of behavioral health services to children, adolescents, and their families, as well as provides special education services. We look at the full spectrum of mental health disorders, and that really gives us this great deal of data that we then can make very informed treatment decisions. That's a perfect example of philanthropy at its best. We wouldn't be able to provide measurement-based care if it wasn't for our supporters.
Tyler was so gifted, which came with high anxiety. So a lot of children or young adults that need help but don't necessarily get the help that they need go to self-medication. Because of the fentanyl crisis, 1 in 4 possible solutions for the person that's seeking it could kill you. It has never been a more important time to focus on mental health in our country. When we raised the money that we raised after he passed, we chose the Keller Center. Dual diagnosis centers are very important because they treat not only the addiction, but also the mental health. We felt such a connection with our money and helping other families that were just like us so that they can hopefully end up not like us.
Innovation, it's just our culture. That's why I'm still here, I think, in many ways, is because we're allowed to do this.
In the future, more generous gifts will move our service from a traditional child and adolescent psychiatry model to really this innovative model of being therapeutic and mindful and sensory driven. Philanthropy is helping us to make this dream come true, to create an environment that is really therapeutic.
I want to say a special thank you to Inova supporter Julie Hines and her family, and for their generous support of Inova Keller. To Julie and Jeff Hines, Bill and Lindsay Young, thank you for all you do for our community by sharing Tyler's light and his beautiful life with us. To his sister Alexis, thank you for writing a beautiful memoir. If you haven't bought one, buy it. Committed to breaking down stigma and educating families on the disease of addiction. We're so thankful.
In 2021, Inova launched its system-wide interdisciplinary women's behavioral health program with support from a generous gift made by Dan and Gail Daniello and the Orange Crimson Foundation. Maternal mental health conditions affect 1 in 5 women. You do the math, that's 800,000 women each year right here in the US, including depression, anxiety disorders, substance use disorders, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Suicide and overdose are the leading cause of death in first-year postpartum, with 100% of these deaths deemed preventable. And despite all this data, all that we know about the prevalence, the majority of women experiencing maternal mental health challenges do not get the care needed for recovery.
My journey at Inova started with the pregnancy and birth of my first child. Unfortunately, it was a very traumatic birth experience. I had an emergency C-section, and my daughter was admitted to the NICU. I remember one of the doctors from my practice coming in to check on me, and she saw me in the middle of a big breakdown, and she immediately asked me to see the psych team at Inova. My attitude was like, oh, I'll power through this, I'll feel better. But that just was not the case. I wasn't feeling better. I was feeling worse. I was so deeply depressed that I didn't want to live anymore. And I told my husband that. And I think saying it out loud was the wake-up call for me that I needed help. And that's when I realized I couldn't be the best mom and wife for my family without getting the help that I needed.
Women are so important for our community. We know that about 1 in 5 women will suffer with depression, and really only half of them will seek help. So those are pretty astounding numbers. We want to make sure that we offer the kind of help that women need through their entire life.
I immediately agreed to start taking medication, and shortly thereafter agreed to attend the support group. And within just a few short weeks of doing those things, I saw a huge change in myself and my ability to be a mother and feel a little bit more like myself again. We found out that I was pregnant again in December of 2021, and I continued to seek help through Inova Mental Health Services, through my therapist and my psychiatrist. My therapist put together a client care coordination meeting a few months before my due date to work with the heads of departments at the hospital and to ensure that we felt cared for and that our needs were being met. It was a really beautiful thing she did for us to make us feel safe. And I'm so thankful for that.
Our vision really is to be able to have a presence at all of the hospitals within Inova that deliver babies. We are also looking to get space, a physical space, to be able to have more of a program approach to mental health, focused on perinatal mental health, that will then offer on-site daycare. So that's such a barrier to moms being able to access treatment.
I've been able to witness firsthand how much effort and care is put into each detail. Our experience was so much better this time around, and that we got to have a birthing experience that wasn't terrifying or traumatic. I think it's just really beautiful to see how they all work together so much and coordinated together. It's through Inova Mental Health Services that I'm alive today. They saved me.
Ooh, this is a hard job. Thank you to our grateful patient, Marissa, and her family. And to Kim, Reagan, and her team. I love what Kim said earlier in the video. I thought it was about the team. You know, she talked about at the beginning of the program about how her team is making connections to women across the Inova system, which is so important, working collaboratively with our NICUs, our pediatricians, the breastfeeding clinic, all pulling people together to round around these women. The team is working to build awareness of maternal health challenges that integrates wherever the women are being seen and cared for at Inova.
Yeah, I mean, I never even thought about the concept of like providing healthcare so the women could actually have time to get treatment. Yeah. That's everything you're doing is like a holistic approach.
And we all know that therapy, this is not just a Band-Aid, right? It's not a short-term fix. There's long-term resources that are needed, and you have to be able to train people to do this. And at a time when staffing shortages are a big problem for everyone, more than ever, it's important not only to get these bodies in there, people that want to do this, people that want to save lives, but also be able to give them the tools to be able to do that.
So every gift given tonight is going to help us grow these programs and support them. So I see those phones out and I love it. I'm sure you at home are doing the same. All right, to give us a giant push into tonight's live appeal, I'm excited to announce another incredibly generous gift to support behavioral health at Inova. We are so grateful to Five Guys, all of us have eaten there, and the Morrell family for making a gift of $500,000 to benefit our community.
Yes.
Their family has long committed to giving back to this community, and this gift will help expand and strengthen mental health programs and services across our region. So thank you again, Five Guys.
Such an amazing gift from Five Guys. Now I know where I'm eating lunch tomorrow.
I'll come with you.
Stay so long, I'm going to call it Six Guys by the time I leave.
I'll join you, and it'll be 6 guys and a gal. How about that?
I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah. Now we need each of you.
Yeah, we do. We need you more than ever. Our in-person and at-home viewers, we need your help tonight. We want to reach our goal, $100,000
for tonight.
Is
and
our live appeal goal.
We're going to go bigger.
Oh yeah, that's the minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we want to exceed the expectation right now. So don't worry, being on your phones right now, it's not rude. Apple Watch, whatever it takes, whatever you have. I don't know if you have an iPad on you, but if you're at home, go ahead, get in there, start bidding.
We're at 9,000, and philanthropy really has
9,300
impact. There we go. On behavioral health, as Dr. Jones said earlier, behavioral health has the highest out-of-pocket costs for families, even those with health insurance. You think about co-pays. And additionally, behavioral health care often requires ongoing therapy, which can be cost prohibitive for most patients. So
most can't afford
to get us started, my husband, Jeff, and I are committing $2,500 right now, and I'd ask you to join me. Who can join me in a match for $2,500? Thank you, Ambassador and Her Excellency, for your generous gift. We are grateful. Angela and Don Irwin, thank you. $2,500, you can match that, you can do more, you can do less.
Wow.
We are grateful. We're at 46.3.
Wow.
Yeah, I like watching this in real time.
Even all, obviously every little bit helps. And it's right here, more than 100 gifts for under $1,000 have already been sent in, totaling a total of $60,000. And patient financial assistance, that's a philanthropy supported program at Inova. So it's important to get all in.
And we can't emphasize just how important training is, right? And if you think about the $2,500 that you just so generously offered, even $500, $1,000, $5,000, all of this goes directly to help support professional development, professional training for nurses and licensed clinical social workers. So that's who you're helping right now, so that they can in turn help those in need.
And now
55,000, 56,000.
Oh, it's still
Oh my
coming in.
gosh.
Keep going, go.
You jumped on
We have
it.
one more
We have
story.
one more story. Now we have one final story in program. It's a patient story to share with you. In 2019, Inova launched its annual Act on Addiction campaign, created as part of a $16 million gift from the HIT family to Inova to provide more resources to combat addiction and to drive community dialogue around the issue. Inova's most recent survey for the 2022 campaign showed that while 95% of adults know what signs to look for when it comes to addiction, only 50% say they would have been comfortable having a conversation if they suspected a family member or friend was suffering from addiction. The survey also showed that while 3 in 10 local adults either suffer from or know someone who suffers from addiction, nearly half, 44%, would be afraid to seek care for substance use disorder and addiction out of fear of being judged. Stigma is not only preventing important conversations from happening, it's also stopping people from getting potentially life-saving treatment.
Yeah.
There's a document called The Promises, and part of that says, if you're diligent in following these steps, before you are halfway through, you will be amazed. My name is Richard. I am 71 years old. I live in Northern Virginia with my wife, Mary Ann. I am a retired Marine. I served for 28 years. Every assignment I had was interesting, intellectually challenging, and purposeful. I drank aggressively the whole time I was a Marine. When I retired, I went to work as a contractor for the State Department. I was fired from that really quite amazing job, and it was because of drinking. I was deeply disappointed, frustrated, discouraged, ashamed, and I drank a lot. One day in August of 2016, during a family gathering, I got in a fight with Marianne's son. I spent that night walking around the neighborhood. I came back to get my clothes, and Marianne was standing there, and she said, I have an appointment for you at Inova. And I went that day and started the Inova CATS program, and I got sober.
CATS is Comprehensive Addiction Treatment Services. It starts in the inpatient setting, starts from detox, where we bring patients in. We safely help them manage their symptoms medically, and then helping them remain sober.
I learned so much. My approach was that I was in training, is that I had to learn a skill that I would never veer from, and that skill was sobriety.
I don't think that any of us can look very far, whether it be our direct family members, someone that we work with who suffer from this disease. Philanthropy expands and strengthens the program by much more than I ever thought was possible for these patients. Having resources available for patients who might not be able to afford to go to the programs by offering scholarships, having programs for our families as they're trying to understand this disease process, and so much more. There's still so much more that we can do with gifts from our donors.
I've chosen family as the purpose of my life. I wasted who I was for years. And if I can help others not to waste that capital, I'm doing it. Inova certainly gave me the tools for me to save my own life. For me, it worked. And that was the key to living the rest of my life in a purposeful way.
What a powerful story.
Very powerful. That was incredible.
Rich, who wanted to be here tonight, couldn't be, but has been such a generous and passionate advocate for the CATS program at Inova, and he currently serves on the Patient and Family Advisory Committee. I heard him say, Inova gives me the tools to save my own life, and that is the goal and life-changing power of medically assisted recovery and working with clinicians and programs that use evidence-based treatment and therapy. It's so incredible, and your support tonight is helping us do that. AJ and Chris, thank you for your incredible, generous gift. Daniel and Nazik, thank you for your incredibly generous gift. Really appreciate all the giving.
Yeah, I mean, I love what he said about learning a new skill was like basic training or training. He had to train himself to learn this thing, and that was sobriety, and that was incredible.
Yeah. And we see this in news all the time, right? I mean, you only have 2 minutes to tell a story. So we get the truncated version, but if you were to break it down, the CATS program actually requires outpatient therapy to maximize recovery, 30 sessions. Yeah. A lot of times, if you have insurance, it only covers 10. Yeah. So the other 20, it equals about $6,000. So while people can start, not necessarily everyone can finish or continue and get to the other side as easily. So that's why tonight is so vital, every dollar.
Yeah, every dollar you give. So we need those phones to keep on coming out and giving, because we're not to the 100,000.
No.
And remember, Bob doesn't let us eat until we meet goals.
I think our screen's frozen.
Yeah,
78,
and we're just
900.
frozen there.
Ready? Freeze.
So.
What do we got?
Still there.
Unfreeze.
Frozen.
Come on, guys. Help me out here.
I mean, are we allowed to say?
We are really, though, absolutely incredibly grateful for all the support we're receiving, and I know more is going to come in that will benefit our community. So please, please, please keep the bidding and donations going. Our live appeal and auction bidding will end at 7:30 tonight, and our plan for this evening was to have our friend and generous supporter, Jeff Veach, present this year's Honors Award, but unfortunately, Jeff and his wife, Amaya, were unable to join us tonight. So here to present on their behalf is their good friend and ours, Inova supporter, Wynn Sheridan.
Hello. I am honored to be here tonight on behalf of my great friends, Amaya and Jeff Veach. 1 year ago, Amaya and Jeff made an extremely generous gift of $3.5 million to add critically needed capacity to treat the rapidly growing mental health challenges for our community during an unprecedented time. They've been longtime supporters of Inova Mount Vernon and are honored to have worked with Dr. Jones and the leadership team to support Inova's behavioral health team and the tremendous work they are doing. We all know that the pandemic has created an extraordinary need for behavioral health services, and we're incredibly proud of the incredible work being done by this team and how their innovation and implementation of evidence-based care tailored to each patient's needs and how it works. Amaya and Jeff believe in Inova and the strength and resilience of this community, and they are extremely proud to present this 2022 Inova Honors recognition to Dr. Linda Lang and the entire team of Inova Behavioral Health Services. Congratulations, Linda.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It is truly an honor to accept this award on behalf of the entire behavioral health team. This is an extraordinary team. They are extraordinary people who are deeply committed to overcoming the challenge of stigma and improving access to mental health care and making a difference in the health and well-being of all Northern Virginians. I want to give a very special thank you to my co-leaders and my great friends, Dr. Alquita Brown and Dr. Karen Flanagan, who support our teams and our programs every single day with excellence, love, and compassion. Thank you for being my partners. Congratulations to the whole behavioral health service line for this accomplishment. All of you who are watching remotely tonight, thank you for giving me the honor of accepting this award on your behalf. I want to recognize our philanthropic partners, the Hitt family, the Keller family, United Bank, Orange Crimson Foundation, the Daniellos, and Jeff and Amaya, and the Veach family, who I had the pleasure of meeting a couple of weeks ago. The only way we will ever overcome the challenges of mental health and the stigma facing those we serve is through your generosity and support. Thank you to our donors and our leaders, Dr. Stephen Jones, Dr. Steve Motu, Maureen Sintich, Tony Artebel, and your families for making mental health a priority at Inova and for our community. I'm so grateful. A heartfelt thank you to Sage, to Susie and Colleen and the foundation for making this evening possible. It is so beautiful to be here. Thank you. Thank you to all of you who have come tonight to support our team and our community. And I want to give a shout out to my beautiful daughter-in-law and my son, Jamie and Ben, who are watching from New York City. Love you guys. Thank you.
Shout out.
On TV, we're used to people showing up in the background being like, hi, Mom. Yeah, but I love this, a little role reversal. Hey, kids. Congratulations, Dr. Lang, and to this outstanding team. I know there are thousands of people in our community who are beyond grateful for the hard work and the professionalism of this entire team.
Yeah, so true, Angie. When you think about how many different ways behavioral health services touches our community, from CATS and Keller to programs like Act on Addiction, and now the women's program is connecting with NICU families and new moms across the region. It's really, really far-reaching. So thank you to these teams. Amazing work.
I got some pretty fantastic news to share with you and with you.
Yeah? Okay, we're still not to our goal, though. That's not fantastic.
Oh, we're not. We're at $83,050.
Oh my gosh.
So we need.
So we're just going to lock the doors. For those in the room, this is now a safe room. You're locked in until we reach our goal.
It's like an episode of The Office. Remember they locked him in, they wouldn't let anybody, the pizza guy, and wouldn't let him out?
No,
okay, so.
Fantastic work. I just saw another number.
You know. So yeah, where are we at now?
I didn't see the number go up.
We're around 83. We got to get the auction's open still.
I know the weather's been fantastic lately, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like springtime in November. I would say sun's out, guns out, but it's a little late. But listen, if somebody donates, I don't know, $1,000, maybe $5, $10, she will show you her guns, and she will also do a one-arm push-up.
True story.
True story. She will do a one-arm push-up. True story. Yes, right?
We have a few more minutes,
guys.
and then I'm closing. We actually just reached $3,124,000 and 298. So $3,124,298.
Holy
amazing.
Without the guns.
Fantastic work. You didn't even need my guns.
So, does that mean we get to eat?
So, the auction stays open for another 30 minutes. So, please be sure to get your final bids in, because I'm going with you to Turks and Caicos. And as we come to the end of our program, we've heard very clearly tonight that mental health challenges and addiction are at epidemic levels across the nation, in our schools, our communities, and our workplaces. And I want you to know, no one has to suffer alone. We are there for you at Inova, but if you or someone you know is struggling, there is help. These are just some of the resources that are available in our community, including Inova's Behavioral Health Call Center.
Yeah, and there's a great power in asking for help and encouraging others to get the help and care that they need. And as we've seen tonight, it can save a life and open the door to so many beautiful things. And as someone who's struggled with mental health, nothing creates comfort and confidence more than knowing you're not alone when facing a challenge like that.
Yeah. Yes? You're coming in at $1 million?
You better, if you don't give him that push-up right now.
What? Oh my God.
Drop down and give me 10. Hey, she's been drinking, so, you know, let's, you gotta cut her some slack.
For the audience that's watching, Gary and Tina Mather just came in at $1 million.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh.
I don't even.
I'm done. I'm
That's it. I'll see you later.
All right. Well, that was amazing. And this is what happens when you do live and virtual. Virtual audience didn't get to join in, but Gary and Tina, you change lives every day. Thank you. Thank you. So
The new number.
is $4,124,933.
Wow.
Awesome.
Amazing what that will do for our behavioral health. And I'd like to ask Ethan and Angie to help me recognize and thank the following individuals who have made tonight's success possible. So please hold your applause until the end, and I will name again Christina Coe and Gary Mather.
I would like to honor the members of the 2022 Inova Honors Host Committee.
All of we're holding. Oh yeah, we're holding. Okay. All of tonight's sponsors, including more than 100 Inova leaders and team member supporters.
Our grateful patients, Marissa and Rich, and donor Julie Hines and her family for sharing their stories with us.
All of the Inova team members whose work contributed to this event, including tonight's honorees, the Behavioral Health Sciences team.
And of course, our watch party hosts. Couldn't do it without you, and all of you who are here tonight to support Inova and our community at large. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But before we say goodnight, we do want to check one more time.
The
digital note. Yes, okay.
Oh, yay.
All right, check our digital notes here.
Looking good.
See it.
My gosh, I should have brought my glasses.
So we'll add tonight's
script in
fundraising
that
total
thing?
after the auction closes. Okay.
Yeah, well,
We're at
actually, it was
$3
just too
million.
big and it wouldn't fit on the banner, apparently. So there we go. We got to get a bigger screen next year. If there's one thing, though, I can see here, and I don't have to be, an art collector or interpreter or whatever those fancy people are called that go to the Met, to tell you that the one thing I can get from this is just how much this team, how much all of you really care. And that's really where it starts. It really starts with caring for our neighbors, caring in the community.
Yeah, so thank you all again. Really,
Thank you
really,
so much for all the
really
support.
Grateful. Yeah. I'd like to thank my friends, Ethan and Angie, for joining us tonight, and to all of you joining us on Zoom and in this room. Yeah. Thank you.
Cheers.
Good night.
Cheers. Good night. Good job. Thank you.